all right, no, search selling cars through, I mean, this is just real. There are dealers, and I've spoken on the dealer circuit quite a bit over the last 4 or 5 years. Toyota is a very large client. I understand tier 1, 2, 3 now. I've become dangerous. I know what bulk data is, shit. I know this world. And so what scares me is how utterly quickly, with 0 days of history, and you 3rd generation dealer, how quickly I would fuck your world up if I bought a dealership in your town. Not because I'm so special, but because you're wasting money. You're just throwing money away, and I just wouldn't, and that would play itself out over time. And that's why I've been successful in every business that I've run and every business that I impact. It's just trading attention. If you're overpaying for attention and I'm stealing attention, I will catch up to you no matter where I start. This is the history of the game of business. This is what happens. And if you're actually just fascinated by marketing the way I am, I implore you back to Google, go read articles and books, however you roll, on what happened in the late 40s and early 50s when we transitioned from a primary radio society to a primary television society. We are in the full swings. We're in it now. This is not coming. We are in it of transforming from a full television society to a full mobile consumption society. And that's why the stakes are so high. And this will happen quickly. Like, how many people here are retiring in the next 7 years? And I don't mean you're gonna crush it for the next 7 years and go buy an island. I mean, you're old and you're finished. 7 years, raise your hand, show me. 1, 2, 1, no, that was a selfie. 1. 1, enjoy it, good work. For the rest of you, I want to implore you, if you think there's a lot of tech things going on right now, wait till you see 7 years from now. Wait till the platform shift, right? In 2000, 2001, the reason I was able to build a big business, and this is great to recall Frank again, I've said this a couple times lately, I shouldn't have done the billboards or the print or the radio or television, not because it was really a bad price, because in that day, it was a good price, it was fine, I was fine with the price of it. It was that Google AdWords was so underpriced. Like, I'm embarrassed when I tell my $3 to $60 million business story. It should have been 3 to 150 million, because I should have taken every one of those dollars and continued to buy more 5-cent clicks on the word Cabernet, Merlot, Bordeaux, Chardonnay. But I was doing a full mix. I didn't realize, I hadn't lived or had the experience yet to have that moment in time when you have the best hand in poker and you're supposed to go all in. I didn't know. I know today. Right now, my friends, as I tell you, if I bought a car dealership, this is just one man's point of view, that I would spend 95% of my marketing budget on Facebook ads and Facebook videos and influencer marketing. 95. Search is phenomenal. I like search. Shit, I like drive time radio. I think iHeartRadio live read is actually a very good buy. It's one of my favorite things. It's just that Facebook is so ungodly underpriced. The data is so ridiculously clean and correct. And the $5 to $13 CPMs that you'll pay today to get into somebody's feed that's it within a half-mile radius of your dealership when they're in consideration to buy a sedan, that's gonna cost $50 and $80 in 3 to 4 years. The same way, how many people here have been doing search for their company for more than 12 years? Raise your hand, anybody? There's one back there, 2, right? So you remember the prices, they're different now. That's all that's gonna happen in Facebook. And the one thing with Facebook, unlike Google with long tail and you can continue to extend it, I just wanna remind people, and this depends on how good you are at basic economics called supply and demand. Unlike car becomes this model, becomes this year, unlike wine, goes from wine to Cabernet to Silver Oak Cabernet to 2001 Silver Oak Cabernet, right? There is only one news feed on Facebook. And you are competing for that attention with not every dealership, with everybody in the world. And this marketplace, because that's what it is, unlike digital pre-rolls on websites or car-centric websites or billboards or print or television or radio where they create a floor of pricing for their business, this is a marketplace, supply and demand. And it is going to be where everybody's attention is, because by the way, it already is. It already is. I love how I speak to, especially my favorite is like, let's call it the cliche 44-year-old marketing executive who argues with me about this, and then her or his entire world outside of work, their friend network and that age group lives on the phone. My highest conversions right now and best case studies in Facebook is targeting 50 to 70-year-olds on Facebook. Because here's the thing you don't know about 50 to 70-year-olds when they're on Facebook, they're the best. They go real slow. And so they're just consuming it. This is common sense. This is real. And so you may not like that the world's going more digital. You may not like that your child or grandson are always on the iPad and live in it. You may not like that when you go to a restaurant, that couple's sitting there and they're both on the phone the entire time, but I do. I believe your grandchild and your children are gonna live in a digital world, and I think learning this stuff is a good idea. When I go and see a couple both sitting there for 3 hours, both on the phone, I remember that same couple 20 years ago. They both sat in front of each other and didn't say a fucking word to each other. Right? They just sat there and stayed quiet. Now I'm happy for them, at least they're doing what they want to do. Their marriage is broken, not their communication. And so, it's true. And so what I'm scared of is you're making business decisions based on romance. That's what I'm scared of. That you're making business decisions with complete lack of education. You've decided the ROI of Facebook, you have no idea what's happening there. You may not even have a Facebook account, and you've definitely never run an ad on it. So that's what's happening. It's not super complicated. That's what's happening. And so that's one big pillar. Attention, underpriced, overpriced. Let's talk about the agencies and vendors in this room. If you do not believe in what